This is the solution video for section 9.1, problem number 6. All right, so it says veterinarians use sodium pentobarbital to anesthetize animals. Suppose that to anesthetize a dog, 30 milligrams is required for each kilogram of body weight. If sodium pentobarbital is eliminated exponentially from the bloodstream and half is eliminated in 4 hours, approximate the single dose that will anesthetize a 20 kilogram dog for 45 minutes. All right, so this one is kind of confusing. All right, the context, I guess, is easy to understand. So how much of this drug do you need to give a dog to anesthetize it for, 3/4 of an hour? All right, so the key here is, first of all, okay, you're given a half-life, right? Half is eliminated in 4 hours. All right, so you first of all have to think, okay, well, the half-life, remember, okay, is 4 hours, but remember that is leading you to a rate of decay. So we have to first of all find that. So 1/2 equals 1 times e to the r times time, which is 4, right? So we're going to solve by taking the natural log of 1/2 equals the natural log of e to the r times 4, or 4r. So obviously the natural log of e cancels out, so I'm left with the natural log of 1/2 equals 4r. So I divide by 4. So the r equals the natural log of 1/2 divided by 4. All right, so we'll hold on to that value. All right, so now what you want to next think about is, if a dog is to be anesthetized, 30 milligrams is required for each kilogram of body weight. All right, so 30 milligrams times a 20 kilogram dog. So 30 times 20, right, kilograms. So what does that mean? So remember, 30 milligrams per kilogram of dog weight times a 20 kilogram dog is going to be, of course, 600 milligrams of the drug. But remember, if you give less than 600, it will not anesthetize the dog. So you need to give more. So what this is, 600 is actually the final amount of the drug, because as soon as it drops below that, the dog will wake up. All right? So that is what a lot of people get confused by. We are trying to find the principal amount, the initial amount that you need to give the dog so that it will be anesthetized for 45 minutes. Remember, 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. All right, and so given that A is 600, right, the amount you need in the end is 600. What is the principal value? So we take principal times e to the rate, which is what we just calculated. Remember, so keep that in mind. Times time, so 3/4 of an hour. All right, and so how do I solve for r? Or sorry, not for r, for p. Well, very simple. P is just going to be 600 divided by this other stuff. Remember, this stuff is just multiplied by p. So e to the r times 3/4. All right, so that's what I need to calculate. All right, so now I'm going to bring up my calculator. All right, so I bring up my calculator, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate r. So r is the natural log of 1/2 divided by 4. All right, and so I'm going to get negative 0.173. So approximately negative 0.173, right? And that's going to be my r, but remember, I'm just going to use the answer function. All right, and so now I want to calculate p. So p is going to be 600, and then divided by e to the r times 3/4. All right, so 600 divided by. Now, what I want to do, what I like to do is I like to put parentheses. All right, so now I'm going to find the e. Right? So second natural log will give me e to the parentheses. So now I have r, which is my answer, times 3/4, right? So times 3/4. Okay, so now I close parentheses on the e, the power of the e. Then I'm going to close parentheses on the denominator. Okay? And so I get this. All right? And so that means that the principal amount of the drug needed is 683.273 milligrams. So 680. What was it? 683.273. So 683.273 milligrams of the drug.